Hey, welcome back. So, guys, as part of the previous session, we have seen a simple fixer that we have created, wherein which we just executed, and we have seen. Now, what I'm doing here is whatever the end-to-end test that you have, which is the complete end-to-end scenario on a sourcedemo.com, on which what I'm trying to do here is I'm just splitting it. See here, consider that there are multiple tests here. For every test, a login and a logout is a mandatory. So why can't we define this a login and a logout as part of a fixer? Hence, I have created a new test. Okay, new test in which I have defined, just a copy of this particular chunk. Now I will be modifying this particular test. Now what I am doing here is I have created a new myfixer2.ts, and from this I'm copying this whole chunk, the whole syntax, and I have just pasted it here. And this one, right? Hooks fixer, I'm naming it as, and here login logout. Okay, login logout setup, maybe I'm just naming it as a login logout setup. Okay, and this is gonna be of a type any. Okay, I'm just defining it as a type of an any. Export this a constants test. This is gonna be the type of hooks fixer that it needs to work on. Okay, this is gonna be the hooks fixer, and the login logout, right? That's what async basically use. We need to use this use, and here we need to update the logic. Okay, we just need to update the logic before this use. Okay, before this use, login logic should come. Okay, login logic should come. After this use, logout logic should come. Right, that's it. So here, this is not gonna be this URL. This is gonna be, the login logout setup. Okay, use this particular login logout setup, and here in which the first and foremost thing here is I'm just defining my okay setup. So here, why this went into the end of this line? So here I just deleted strange something. Just 1 second, guys. So okay, so login logout setup, and I am just defining it as an undefined basically for now. Okay, I'm just defining it as an undefined for now. Okay, so here, okay, so login logout setup, and this is the thing. Okay, that's fine. So a constant should be added. Okay, that's fine. And now here, login logic. Okay, login logic should come here. In order to use this particular login logic, we just need a page fixer right here. I need to use this particular page fixer. Okay, I need to use this page fixer. So whatever the login logic is there, okay, whatever the login logic is there, simply copy that login logic and put it here. Okay, the same way, log out the logic. So whatever the log out the logic is there, okay, log out the logic here is there. Just copy it and put it here. Perfectly all right. Login and a logout. I have updated here. Whenever you call this particular fixer, right? So what it's gonna happen? Simply, it will be executing this precondition, and whenever the use comes into the picture, the actual test would be executed, and then this logout content would be executed. This is the way how this is gonna work out. So from my test, I'm deleting my logout, and at the same way, I'm just deleting login as well from my test. Okay, login as well from my test. And this test, instead of importing from this particular playwright, we need to import it from the new fixer that I have created, which is a my fixer 2. So here I'm defining, so my fixer 2. Okay, so why my fixer 2 isn't coming out over there? Okay, my fixer 2. So definitely it should come. So where is this my fixer 2? Let me cross check. So where I have defined it. So my fixer 2 is inside the test. Okay, let me pull it out. So here my fixer 2, I just moved out, and here in my test, right? So here hyphen slash my fixer 2. Okay, so I just imported it this particular my fixer 2. Okay, that's fine. So here in that particular fixer, we have an export to. That's fine. So we have done this particular chunk. Right. And now what you need to do along with this particular page fixer, you also need to use what is the fixer that you have used. If you look at that particular example 2 test, so this is what the thing that you have used. Okay. So if you look at this particular fixer, this is what that you have used. So from your chunk, so this is what the login logout setup. So page comma login logout setup. That's it, guys. So here, login logout setup, I have a defined here. And just a cross check in your configuration properties whether the base URL is pointed or not. So here, the base URL process environmental. So it is targeting that environmental variable. So for now, what I am doing here is in my fixer 2, directly I'm defining my sourcedemo.com. So www.sourcedemo.com. That's it. So I have a defined this whole chunk in this particular test. Okay, good enough. So this is the way how exactly we can create this particular test. So this test is good enough now. So what I am doing here is let me run the test. If you look at this particular test, this test is using the fixer that we have created. It doesn't have any login and a logout logics defined in this particular code. So when it runs, right, it should open the source demo, login, perform all the actions. The complete script executed successfully. Of course, in between there are some issues. That's fine. If you look at it, basically the login is successful. This, add to cart is successful. Shopping cart is successful. Checkout is successful. All these actions are successful. There was an issue with the validation of a confirmation messages. That's fine. Maybe some kind of a synchronization issues occurs, but the whole script. So login and the other chunks as part of the fixers that you have defined got executed successfully. So this is the way how exactly we can create our fixer. So the simple thumb rule that you need to consider as part of your fixer out over there is, okay, so here you just need to import it and you need to use as an alias, and then what are all the types that you are using for all the things. You need to define the type, and here you just need to use a base dot extend, and we are exporting it from here so that wherever you need it, you just need to import this particular name, so which is the test that we are importing. And for this particular fixer, we are defining this particular logic. This is what the login, and this is what the actual logic that we have defined. Okay, that's fine. So this is the way how exactly we can create our own fixers, guys. Okay, perfectly all right. See you again in the next lecture. Thank you.